Hello, I'm Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be playing through the Challenge Dungeons Level 9 with a fixed Sherias Roots team. Now, with a fixed team, everyone has the same team available to them with the same actives, so on and so forth, so it becomes an issue of matching properly with their leader skill and micromanaging your actives to the best possible. So, your Sherias Roots has a God Killer, which is important, along with a board refresh, or board change, and a true damage to one target. So that will kill one pre-drop. You have Susano for shielding, Sakuya for 20% gravity, and the bind clear. Could be useful on the first floor if needed, or later floors, so on and so forth. You have Nordis, who is kind of a pointless sub, but has 30% gravity. And then you finally have Kanna, who has big burst damage with her triple 2-prong and her 2x damage for God and Dragon types. So Sherias Roots works by matching multiple elements. So you basically have a scaling multiplier. So even if you're missing one element, you still can deal damage. But you cap out 110 times with all 6 elements. So you have to obviously match a lot of the board and try and have, basically just try and match as much as you can to reshuffle the board as much as possible. You do have a recovery boost to dragon types, so that will help with healing. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in, and I'm going to pray the Tamadras don't bind anything of importance. Alright, thank you. So Nordis is bound, and Nordis is the least important member of my team because Susano provides wood already. So, looking at my board, I actually have all my colors needed to activate, which is nice. So that's what I'm going to try my best to do. Whoops. I'm getting confused in my head. I don't know where I was going with that. So don't imagine that did not happen. We'll just say it because it's the first turn, just warming up. Oh, that binds Sherias Roots. So you want to use the Sakuya now to get out of this bind, because it's not good for you. So I'm popping a Sakuya here, and I'm going to try and think of where I want to move my warps, and I'll move them there properly this time. So I was missing wood orbs, so I couldn't fully activate. But this might be enough with Sherias' God Killer, which it was, which is nice, because Sherias Roots does have that God Killer. And a lot of the spawns in this dungeon are actually gods. So on the second floor, you want to kill the light pre-draw with a Sherias Roots active, because you don't want to deal with 2 of them. It's just not a pleasant experience. And then from here, you want to basically just whittle down and try and kill the purple one as best as you can. I just broke up all my combos at the top, I realized, but that's okay. I doubt that's going to actually kill the purple pre-draw, even though I did have a light 2-prong and full activation. Kanna hits for 3.9 million, so I needed 5 million to pierce its defense, because it's 10 million total. So I'm going to not match heal orbs here, if at all possible. Trying not to match heal because I need to kind of stall with heal orbs, and I'm never going to be triggering my full damage anyways, so there's no point in trying. Like, I'm not going to be able to pierce through its defense unless I have multiple light 2-prongs, which is probably not going to happen. So I'm trying to get, you need to heal every single turn or you actually die, so that's obviously not good for your health. If you are playing solo, you should be using the recovery badge, and I actually lost my heart orbs. So here is where I either have to pop a Sherias Roots and progress to the next floor, or use Susano. So I'm looking at my turns here. I have 5 turns on my other Sherias Roots, and I have more than enough turns to actually encounter Beelzebub. So I can use a Sherias Roots here, it's okay. I do kill that floor, and I go to Zeus Hara. So on Zeus Hara, they had this 50% resolve, which is not pleasant. So what I'm going to do is try and deal damage to them, but obviously not trigger that resolve. But I'm going to pop Susano anyways, because Susano is important here, because Susano allowed me to tank hits more effectively. So I'm going to match. So I realized that might be too much damage with full activation. I don't know for certain, maybe I could be wrong, but it's Mantastic who has Perfection. No, I lied. Too much. So, okay, so that's obviously too much damage, and that's why Susanna was useful, because I was able to actually tank a hit. Now, here's where it's interesting. Because you have so many gravity abilities on your team, you are actually able to use a gravity here to push them under 50% health and then just kill them as normal, because they will be vulnerable then to regular attacks and death. So I'm going to be looking at the dungeon now. There's no more binds coming up that are important, so I can just pop my Sakuya right here, and now they're vulnerable. They can die, so this is good, but I have to make sure I actually one-shot them here. So I am going to match my colors. I need to figure out where they all are. So this will be enough damage. I know I don't have... Well, I do have full multiplier. I lied. I Skyfall the Heart, so that's cool. But this is enough here. So that penetrated Zeus Hara. And this is where I guess the dungeon can be very difficult, because we need to try and one-shot this Maymay. Let's put it that way. Because Maymay is hard to kill, and there are multiple ways you can do it, but I'm going to be using Kanna's active. Now, you either can go for light 2 prongs or wood 2 prongs. And wood 2 prongs might actually be your best bet because of the way Susanna works and how Maymay does not reduce Susanna's... Well, I lied. It can either be light or wood 2 prongs because she resists both wood and light damage. So let me take a look here. I don't have full activation, so that is problematic. So maybe I shouldn't have used Kanna. I was a little too excited. So I'm going to do this. Oops, I didn't put the fire orb so it cascades properly. That's probably not going to do enough damage in most cases, I bet. Or I lied. Kanna hits hard. Okay, so that's good to know. You only need 5 out of the 6 elements to one-shot Maymay with Kanna's active. Oh, shoot. Alright, so this is where life gets problematic again. I don't have a board. I don't have light orbs, so I need to find a way to... I have to kill him basically on my next turn with my activation without using a Sherias Roots, because I will die to poison otherwise. So, let's do this. Lights, nope. Nope, 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 nope. So I do have colors now at least, which is reassuring. And with a Sherias Roots team, it's not as detrimental making 6 combos because you kind of are forced to make 6 combos anyways. So let me think. I'm missing purple now, and that's sad. Okay, so here is a way that I'm going to do this. So I know Mantastic still has Susanna, and I know Sherias Roots, whoops, you can't see. Sherias Roots here has 2 turns. So if I pass to Mantastic, I can use his Susanna, get the haste, so I'm only 1 turn away, which means I can do this. See, 1 turn away, so I'm going to pop my my first Sherias Roots here, boom, and then I'm going to pop Susanna right here. And that way, I actually didn't need to pass, I guess. I could have used it differently, but it's okay. The idea is you see that I can use haste to try and bring up the other Sherias Roots for Beelzebub on the next floor. So I need to find a way to match my colors. There we go. Oh, I didn't match. I derped out of the heart orb at the bottom, but I matched more than enough to kill him, which is good, because there is a god killer involved in here, and I'm going to be doing more than enough damage to L5 at this point. So here comes Beelzebub, which is unpleasant. I guess I could have saved Susanna, but it's not that big a deal. So using Sherias Roots to convert the board because you actually need that. And I'm going to match away. I guess I could have broken up the fire orbs, but it's more than enough. It's light versus dark, and I can fully activate. And now I'm going to the final boss here. So Callie has a bazillion health, basically. Well, 3.37 million health. And if you don't get her below 65%, you just get one-shotted. So that's obviously not an ideal scenario. So what you can do is you can abuse the gravities. So Nordis will chip her down to 70%. So I only need to deal basically 5% damage. And 5% damage isn't too crazy, because 5% damage is what? 4 million? I can probably deal 4 million with full activation. Which I can't do anyways, so that's reassuring. So what you could do here, if you're just being silly, is you can pass it back and use the Nordis on your other side. This is where Nordis actually has some value. So I just used Nordis, and then boom. It's below 50%, it's below 65%, it actually cannot kill me. Well, it could kill me, but it's not going to one-shot me more, so is the issue. Let's see. Like, I don't think I'm going to Skyfall into the fire, which I didn't. So I did basically no damage, unfortunately, but it doesn't kill me, so that's always pleasant. So I have enough to activate here. I have Canna, I have 2 prongs, I have all my colors, so I'm going to go for the kill here. So I'm going to use Canna and make beautiful combos. Oh my goodness, when I say beautiful combos, I mean I'm going to mess it up. So good job, me. Nothing happened. I messed up in the corner there. That would have killed her. I can resist the bind, which is good. So I don't have Canna. I'm running out of actives. Oh well. I won't match poison, I guess, now because my health is low and I don't have hard orbs present. So I should be able to survive any hit here, which is good, provided I don't get one shot here. Excellent. And now I need to focus on healing, because my health is in danger. So I don't have Light Orb, so I couldn't activate anyways. So there's no, like, I'm just trying to heal up to full health, which is good there. So I get Calammed. Calamming is not that big a deal. I'm missing wood. I have those poison orbs. I don't like them. I might as well get rid of them now, because they're occupying space and possibly causing death later on. So I need to think this out here. I'm flubbing combos like crazy, but that's full activation, which is good with a 2-prong of light. And that will kill Callie, so good job, me. So I don't play Sherias Roots often, I need more practice with it, but I guess it's kind of fun to use a new team once in a while. Obviously, co-op makes life easier because you have more actives and more wiggle room for error, because you can, well, you can tank any single hit, relatively speaking, but with co-op it makes your life just a little bit easier. So hopefully that Challenge 9 was reasonable to watch. Not the smoothest, because I don't play this type of team. I don't have a Sherias Roots or Raw Dragon or any Rainbow Leader, really, so this is fun to do once in a while. Hopefully that was informative, but thank you very much for watching. Have a mantastic day, and happy puzzling!